The Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration are a community of vowed Franciscan women based in La Crosse, Wisconsin. True to their Franciscan calling, their life is and has been centered on the Eucharist and work for justice and peace. This charism has long energized their work in healthcare. In 2019, the congregation began to spin down their work in healthcare and sold their practice to their regional partner, the Mayo Clinic. In the months that followed, FSPA began 3 projects that advanced their impact investment journey. First, the congregation convened the Seeding a Legacy of Healing Committee to thoughtfully distribute the money from the sale of the medical practice. They decided on guiding principles and committed half of the funds to grant partners and half to impact investments. Second, the then FSPA treasurer, Sister Sue Ernster, began working with Tom Marthaler, a retired financial advisor, to build a more robust impact investment process. Third, both Sue and Tom participated in the first Livable Future Investing Workshop in January 2021 and in the collaborations that spun out of the workshop. From this momentum, they created the following process. 1. They have active awareness of aligned impact investment opportunities as a result of their involvement in Seek and other collaborations. 2. Of these opportunities that are a good fit, they performed a due diligence process. From 2020 to mid-2023, they have diligenced about 30 opportunities. Next, if the opportunity passes the diligence process, it is sent to the Seeding a Legacy of Healing Committee and its investment committee, and from there to the congregational leadership team. This has been done 15 times, and every time the proposal was accepted. One of the most remarkable things here is the trust within and between the committees, the quality of the communication, and the sense of shared charism and purpose. Here is Tom Marthaler.
All the proposals that have been brought to the committee were approved, which I think is pretty unique. And I don't know if that's worth highlighting because I think a lot of other committees would say that never happens. But I think that maybe that's another way of some of the work that was done ahead of time and also the support that was there. And to be honest with you, the trust that existed between the committee and Sister Sue and I, they really did, after they asked their questions and understood they had great questions. After they asked their questions, they were very supportive. From my perspective, having worked in the investment career for many years, I've seen a lot of dysfunctional decision-making processes. But a lot of times what happens is there's, power control or there's trust issues. There was no power control, and trust was really important. So, and they had a really amazing discernment process because they didn't always agree, but, they would be respectful and listen, and each person would share their views, and then they would eventually come to a decision. But it was a really wonderful thing to see. I wish more organizations work like that, but I know from living through that in my past life, it doesn't happen that way all the time.
Right. And they are also clear-eyed that optimizing their investments for mission will likely mean higher risk or lower return. Again, here's Tom.
I think is what we're really talking about is not that much different than any other investment decision. The simple way of thinking about it is you're really asking one extra question, and that is impact, right? But you're still interested in what risk you're taking, what type of return you're going to earn, liquidity, all the things that normally come up, but it's really about impact. And then when you ask that question, what you have to say is, if I choose to get more impact, am I willing to trade off liquidity or risk or return in order for that to happen? Because that's kind of we'll call it a zero-sum game. There's a lot of people that market, you can get everything all at once. I don't think that's a good way to present it. I think it's just better to present it that it's it's a customized investment. If you're desiring impact, that's great, and that's really important. But you also have to recognize that, and as you do that, there's some other things that are going to have to be adjusted for. And I think that's a challenge for some committees because it's a different way of thinking about things.
Since early 2020, FSPA has made 15 new investments representing $7.5 million in capital commitments. You can see these, as well as their legacy impact investments, on the star chart linked below, which visually represents how an opportunity embodies their congregational charism. What's next for FSPA? First, in addition to the seeding a legacy of healing funds, the congregation has additionally committed 10% of their overall assets to impact investing. Second, FSPA looks to collaborate with other like-minded organizations on their impact investing efforts.